I'm meant to be going on a date today, but I'm not going. And let me show you the text message exchange, because I don't know if it's me. Tell me if these Hinge texts are normal or if I'm overreacting. So I started talking to this guy on Hinge last week, and his profile was like all green flags. I don't remember exactly what now. I just woke up. It was a good profile, and I was keen to lock this date in. It was all going, like, it was quite a good chat. He's still like a little bit shorter text, I'd say, than me, but we were texting, and then I kind of just got bored of having it on Hinge and chatting, because it just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, cool, look, if you want to take this off Hinge, let's get a coffee. He said, I'm flattered by your interest. And I don't know, I was like, I don't know how to feel about that. I think that's just me, because I'm now like, oh, he thinks I'm really interested in him. Anyway, and he's like, have you got social media? And I said, honestly, I'm not giving my social media out on Hinge anymore, because I just end up with all these followers, these guys who never actually get to meeting them, but then they watch your story every day, and it's just weird. So you have to kick them off, and it's just weird. Oh, hello. I'm not giving my social out, but here's my number. I was like, let's just lock this date in. I was like, look, if you want to go grab a coffee, just text me. So he texted me on Friday saying, do you want to go for coffee tomorrow? And I was like, oh, that's very last minute for a weekend. Let me just show you the text. So I said I'm pretty busy, and then he's like, oh, maybe could do Sunday, can I let you know once I know my plans? As if like all his plans are gonna come before this. Anyway, I don't know, it's just like, if you don't know your plans, you don't have plans. I don't know, to me that was like real lack of like any commitment to doing something. He comes back, he's like, oh, I can possibly do it like an afternoon or evening. Like, so you have no plans in the afternoon or the evening, but you can like possibly do it maybe. I don't know, that just sounded so non-committal again. Then I was like, no, come on, you just finding an excuse not to go. So I kind of talked myself into going. You know, I can do around 2 or 3, and I looked on the map, found somewhere in the middle that we could meet. That's true, could work, yeah. Again, just like zero effort, zero commitment to it. So I'm not going. But now I need to tell him that I'm not going. I'm just not interested anymore. Like, this is so unattractive. Is that just me? I don't know. Like, what would you do?
Call me crazy, but this is what I foresee in the future for dating. Women are going to become more avoidant. Why? Because men in so many ways have shown us that they don't want to deconstruct patriarchy. They don't want to get out of the deep trenches of misogyny. A lot of men do not want to learn how to communicate effectively. They still think emotions are gross. They do not want to do the work. They want to do the bare minimum. They find a woman having standards of any sort to be an insult. And so women are trying to save their mind, body, and spirit, their sanity, by not getting close. And as a result of that, more men are going to feel lonely, and they'll probably have to resort to, going to a therapist, or really relying on their buddies, or hiring an SW to hear how they fucking feel, to even care, to pretend to act like she wants to hear about his fucking day. And the reason why men will have to resort to that is because women will no longer allow men to usurp their emotional investments anymore. They're not going to allow it. And so then men will have to seek manufactured love, manufactured emotional investment elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? And women, since we communicate with each other, we're going to be pretty well off on that end, but we'll be longing for connection. But even when we meet a guy, already our mind frame is going to be set up as 9 times out of 10, this guy doesn't even value connection. So he's going to trick me into a connection just to sever it. And so that's what I see happening in the future of dating. Whew.
She is micromanaging his responses, and she only does one thing as a result of this: destroy her potential opportunities. to find relationships and love. Now she understands what men go through when we have to pursue women and we get hardly no reciprocation in return. But despite this, we still have to continue to see where things could lead. Women can't handle this pressure, that's why she gave up. It proves how scared of rejection women truly are.
Facts.
These 304s think they have control. They think if they stay away from men because they're damaged, that men will start to change for them. It's never going to happen. They are the ones who hate emotional men, and their dating standards are ridiculous.
They're lost! Real men of genius.